Okay guys, so in this tutorial I'm going to be covering three things. The first one is the new Shapebuilder tool, which is shown as an example at the bottom. The next part is a clipping mask, and the other part is using blends. So just to quickly overview this, the blends here are created from two lines. So there's a blue line here, and there's a purple line there. And the same process was done with the red and the orange up top. So I'll go through that part first. Then the second part is a clipping mask. So basically all three of these have a clipping mask of a rectangle on them. So there's actually more content in here that goes outside of the square, but we've just sort of masked it so that that's all we see. So if we click on this group here, we can see that there's sort of honeycomb effect here. Actually goes outside of the square, but then we've just applied a clipping mask and it masks it to the area of the square, whatever shape you want to use. And the third one is the Shapebuilder tool. So this one is also in a clipping mask. So if we click on this, you can see that this one is made up of 4 squares here. And using the Shapebuilder tool, we'll end up with a result like this, where it's all one shape and can be manipulated really, really easily. Okay, so let's get started with, I guess we'll do blends first. So using a blend first. So to get started, you're just going to need 2 lines. I'm going to do them in color so it's pretty easy to see. Let's make this a little bigger so it's just a bit easier to see here. There, it's a bit better. And we don't need this here, so let's get rid of that. And we'll make another one here. This is just going to be a purple. So if you want to make a blend, you have to select the first line and the second line, or whoops. So the first line and the second line are the first object, or the second. I'll go through that in the second part. So you're going to go to Object and Blend, and then Blend Options. So there's two ways to do this. The first one is to specify distance between each line. So it's going to create a line every 0.06 inches, or you could do it as a number of steps. So say you want 12 lines here, you could also do, you put a 12 in there and you could do that. Or you can also do a smooth color, which basically just does a gradient. So for the first one, we're going to do a specified distance, and we're going to set this to 0.12, and that's going to, we'll see what it does right now. So once you've entered the options, you actually have to make the blend. So to make the blend, you can go to Object, Blend, Make, or you can go Alt Control B, which is a bit of a stretch. And you just have to make sure they're both selected. Okay, so there's the first blend. And we're just going to make 2 more lines here. Oops. We're going to make 2 more lines. Now for this one, we're going to specify the amount of steps we want. So say we set it to, I don't know, say 20. Click OK, and then with both selected, Alt Control B, and there we go. So although these look, they look somewhat similar, but the biggest difference between them is whenever you shrink it. Because when you shrink this one, because it's every 0.12 inches, it's actually going to make sure that it scales properly, basically. Whereas with this one, if you scale it down, you still have the same amount of lines. So it just depends on what you want to work on, but that's basically it for that part. Now you don't have to use just lines, you can also use shapes. So this square here, and we'll set it to be blue, and we'll get rid of the stroke because we don't need it. And we'll also make a circle here. We'll set that to purple just so we can see. And it works just the same way. So just go to Blend Options, say we want 2, and then Control Alt B. So basically just morphs it into whatever object or shape you have. Now once you have a blend, say if in this case we want to actually manipulate these middle objects, all you have to do is just select it and then go to object and then blend, and I believe it's expand. And now each one of these objects can be moved around freely. So I think that pretty much wraps it up for the blends tutorial. So let's get started with the clipping mask. Okay, so this one here, I've just sort of made this honeycomb effect, and what we're going to do is we're going to make say we want a bar of an image or a rectangular image. All you have to do is make a new layer. Make sure you have a fill. Okay, and then select the area you'd like to use. So we'll select that, and once that's done, select the foreground mask, the area you want to mask, and the information in the back, like the objects, and then go to object, clipping mask, and make. And that's it. It's just going to take that square, as you can see here, there's the square we made, and basically just mask it within that area. Now, it doesn't have to be a square. Let's just go, if you want to get rid of it, just go to clipping mask and release, and that'll get rid of the clipping mask. So we'll delete this mask here, and let's make a star here. Make sure there's lots of intersections so you can see the overall star shape here. And basically same thing, just go object, clipping mask, make. And as you can see, I mean, this one's not that great because there isn't that much information within this, so it's just to show here. That's a little better. You can just sort of see, you know, what's going on. It's pretty clear. Okay, and for the last part, we're going to use the Shapebuilder tool. So say you have, let's make this colored. I don't know. Say we have this. Let's make him a snowman or something like that. So say you have these three balls here, and oops, oh, something's freezing. Okay, so say you have these three objects, and basically what you want to do is make them act as one object. It's really, really easy. All you have to do is make sure they're all selected, then go to the Shapebuilder tool, click it, select, and drag down. Now you can see this selection area. That's pretty important. You want to make sure that you're only selecting what you want, then you just release. There you go. You can see that these are, you know, they're all one piece, and the outline reflects that. You can see that this outline goes around each one. Okay, so yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I think pretty much everything has been covered. I'll just go over the squares one real quick. It's the same thing, but yeah, so just whatever shapes you want to use for this will work, as long as they are just regular vector objects. So just object, oh whoops, sorry. So just select them all, and then go to Shapebuilder, and you might have to do this a few times because see here I can't get everything at once. So we'll start with that, and then you can just bring it in there and create this really nice single shape. Okay, so I think that's it for this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you later.